My name is Kelvin and I am the CEO of Aganza Enterprise. I work with a team of 4 people who are part to Shades Orambao, who is the Logistics and Communications Manager. Then we have our Chief Financial Officer called DTL, and then there's Harriet Ringo, who's the Curriculum Developer, and then we have the Monitoring and Evaluation Officer called Julia Sakudogo. I think it emphasized the need for accountability especially, and I felt like in our enterprise we really had to be accountable for everything that we'd set up to do in the beginning of the year. So it was mainly like a follow-up of the first board meeting, and this board meeting was more focused on the outcomes of what we'd actually originally planned and how the enterprise was going so far. So my impressions were that this was a serious, serious replication of actually what happens in real life, and that is what actually, got out of that. Yes, to a great extent, I think so, because some new ideas actually cropped up. For example, we were able from the chair of our board, Mr. Chris Dykes, he helped us with 100 books which were to be supportive of our reading program, which we actually hold in the school that we go to. So we found that we hadn't given the books a value, a monetary value, which was actually not well reflecting of our financial status as an enterprise. So one of the board members actually realized this and pointed us out in the right direction, in that we should actually give value to things we may receive that do not necessarily have a monetary value. So that's an example of actually new things that we've been able to learn. In terms of coming up with solutions to the dilemmas that we face, I would say it was more of a brainstorming sessions between ourselves as the enterprise and the board. So it was like we sit down and reason together through these problems, and then we try to come up with the best way possible. And through it all, I think the board's the experience has been very, very instrumental in helping to point us in the right direction in terms of where our enterprise should go and how we should deal with challenges that we may encounter as an enterprise. Mainly it's to really narrow down on our goals and be very, very specific in how we intend to implement our goals. And this has to come with very, very clear outlined goals, implementation phases. So for example, one of our main goals this term is to increase the mathematics performance of our students by 10%, and that is a huge, huge goal. And to do that, we have a set of action steps that we follow, which help us in knowing exactly how far we are in terms of achieving our goals. So the first step I would say is giving pre-diagnostic evaluations to the students, after which we have a period of tutoring, and then after which we have some sort of an exam. And after that exam, then, which can act as a post-diagnostic testing, we are able to test on just how far our students have been able to grow. So this kind of very, very specific outlines towards achieving our goals, I think have been our main focus, and are probably our way forward, especially in this time when we really have to set out with the little time that we have to actually maximize it and come out with something which is both beneficial to the students and for the Aganza enterprise as well. Aganza enterprise in itself has been really, really challenging, I would say, especially being the CEO and having to embody the spirit of an organization and having to champion it through its pitfalls and through its high moments. And I think this experience is instrumental for me, especially as a young leader, going out into the world very soon and having to be in real life situations in the world and having to be accountable for everything that you do and having to be the main taskman in an organization that you're leading. I think this experience is really, really eye-opening, even though it happens in a controlled setting, which is instrumental since this is an education institution. In real life setting, I think I'll be more prepared to do the challenges of my career in my organization. And I think that's a great way that the SEPs at the ALA are helping us acquire these kind of skills to be able to deal with situations and also be able to set smart goals for organizations which are attainable and achievable in the end.